Today I'm going to show you how to set up a ScreenFlow lookup using a custom object. Why would you want to do this? One reason is, say you want to take away create access on an object, say an account or an opportunity, things like that. In my example where I work, we took away create access on accounts, and I created a custom flow to basically control the whole process of creating a new account. A byproduct of that is if you want to use an account lookup in a ScreenFlow and the user doesn't have create access, they can't use that anymore. So this is another reason why you want a separate object, and you can also use it for extra filters for these objects that you maybe not want to put on the object itself, as far as like a filter search for the object. So to do this, you can just come to your setup, home screen. There's a few ways to get here, but you can do new, create a custom object. I call this ScreenFlow lookup. And this is essentially going to be a hidden object for the front-end user. They're never going to see this. They're not even going to know they're using it, honestly. So a few things to do here is you don't want to check any of these. You don't want this to show up in any reports. And you don't want this to show up in the search, which is basically this 9 box. There's no need to go at this. We're never going to create any records in here. All this object is used for is ScreenFlow lookups. So don't check any of these. You can uncheck that, and then no search. You can deploy it. Everything else is fine. You can add a description if you want. Say this is only used for ScreenFlow lookups. And then you just click save, and that is it on that part. Let's see, what did we forget? Okay, so allow sharing. It's fine. So here's our new object. And let's create a new field. So say we want to, so the thing here is a lookup. So you select your object. Let's say, for example, you only want cases that are a known issue, perhaps. So here you can set, when you add new fields, make sure you uncheck this. You don't want this to show up in any reports. So say on the case, field was that type. If the type is known issue, then only these will show up in the search. Okay, so enable, next. Now do visible for everybody. Again, this is only for access in the flows anyway, so give access to all profiles. I kind of uncheck this. It's not really needed, but because they're not going to create any objects on this, or any records on this object. And make sure you don't add it to any related lists because it's not needed. And save. And that's it. Now you can start using it in a flow. So if you do have a flow open, you just have to refresh it to kind of pull in the new object, essentially. So what you would do here is copy the field name. So let's add a lookup. So the field API name, and then also the object API name, which is here. So put that as an object. API name, you can call it whatever you want. So case, known issue, kind of like calling these what they are at the start. Lookup, case, known issue. You can name that whatever you'd like, and you're done. So let's test this out. So say copy this case number. So debug this. Okay, and then here is, what was it? 1034. So there it is. So 1033 should probably be a case 2 or known issue type of case. What was it? This was the other one. Yep, that's a known issue as well. So let's find one that is not a known issue. So this one is not. So if you search for this case number, it should not show up in the search. And as expected, it will not show up, which is what you want in this case. So if you want to update the filter on the object, you can add that. You can add as many as you'd like really here, and it will show up as a, you can use this in the screen flows as you need to. So let's say you select this, how you would use this later in the flow. Let's say, just as an example, this isn't a good example, let's say, so the lookup, this will pull, you can either pull the record ID or the record name from the lookup. So the record ID is basically what's in the URL here, this part. So you can pass that or the name of the object. So pretty straightforward. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, a couple of reasons to use this is to have custom filters on lookups. And if for some reason you take away the create access on an object, but you still want to use that lookup in a screen flow, this is a workaround. And it works really, really well. Let me know if you have any questions. See you next time.